I'm folk artist Susan Slyman, and this is a copy of one of my recent works, The Elephant Hotel in Somers, as it might have looked about 1840. The Elephant building was put up about 1825 on the site of an earlier tavern, which was then used as an annex. The end out here of the wooden building was added later, about 1830, and it functioned as a store and also as a post office, and the second floor was a ballroom for the hotel. The hotel was located on the stage line that ran from Peekskill to Danbury, and we show a stage here that's just let off passengers at the front door. They're just going up the steps, and on either side of the steps is wrought iron railing that was made in the blacksmith shop, that little gray building over on the extreme left. That was Thaddeus Barlow's shop, and he also made the metal standard that's on the elephant statue right there in the center of the intersection. That elephant is Old Bet, Bailey's elephant, and the hotel is named the Elephant Hotel in her honor. Now, many of the people in the area were menagerie owners, were involved in circus work, and I have put some zebras in the pasture over beside the brick building. There were exotics kept in pastures, fields all through the area. I don't know if zebras were actually kept right there in that spot, but it seemed a good way to get them in and show that there actually were exotics pastured here on a daily basis. Somers was also a center of cattle trade. It was sort of the Abilene of Westchester, and Somers farmers would purchase cattle in Connecticut or upstate, fatten them here, and then send them down to market in the city. So down there in the front of the picture, we show part of a herd of cattle getting ready for transport, and there were a couple of drovers there talking to the owners there at the gate, making arrangements and planning for the schedule and the payment for getting them down to the city. They have a couple of their herd dogs there with them. And the building that we know, the Elephant Hotel, the 1825 very elegant brick structure, was made of local brick. You can't really see the brickyard. It was right around the corner. It would have been around the corner to your left. But we do have a pair of oxen pulling a cartload of bricks right there in the center, walking along with their local bricks. And because of the circus people living in the area, we have a circus star, that white horse there in the middle of the road. He's a very famous circus star, and he's greeting his public there. Right behind, you can see into the courtyard of the hotel. You can see into the barns. The barns would have been quite large. They needed big barns here to maintain their own horses for the stage line, and also the horses and vehicles of the people coming in to visit. There was a large shed along the side there on the right, an open shed where people could park their horses or buggies in inclement weather. And the Historical Society fortunately maintains archives in the hotel building, where I was able to see old photographs of the area, of the barns and buildings, and was able to figure out a site plan for that area. And that way I could see which of the buildings could actually be used in the painting, which would have just made the whole picture too confusing. It's a fine thing to have good archives to work from. And down in the extreme right corner, you'll see a picture of a man driving a wagon. One of the interesting things about Somers is that it was at the extreme southern end of the traveling circuit of the itinerant folk artist Ami Phillips. And we have up on the third floor of the museum of the hotel a pair of beautiful portraits which were painted by Phillips. So that man on his wagon down there in the lower right would be a representation of Phillips, or an artist like him making his rounds. I was very fortunate to have so many photographs and pictures to work from. Big thank you to the Historical Society for maintaining their archives.